Welcome back to the Means Report. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thanks again to Deke Copenhaver. Extremely informative interview. You know, we'll be following up with Deke in the months and years ahead on some of the things he said. Now, though, we're so pleased to talk about an exciting golf tournament that is coming to Augusta, the 3M Augusta Invitational. Danny Fitzgerald is with the Augusta Golf Association. He's helping to organize this year's event, as he always does. Danny, thank you for being here, and thanks for what you do for our community.
Well, thanks for having me, Brad.
I want to take a look back at this tournament because those who haven't been out to Forest Hills and witnessed it need to. How did we get such a special tournament here?
Well, and that's a great question, Brad. It hadn't always been such a big tournament, a big event. It started in 1978, and the Augusta Golf Association members called on local businesses to provide golf scholarships to Augusta College at the time. And then we started promoting this tournament, and which has grown into probably one of, if not the most prestigious college golf tournaments in the nation. And the players say it is their favorite golf tournament.
Man, I tell you what, it is high-level golf at its finest.
It is.
These teams aren't just local teams. Kind of give me a feel for where they come from, because there's a pretty good representation of our nation.
You're absolutely right. We've got many teams from all over the country. We've got our own Augusta University playing here, the University of Georgia, Pepperdine, University of New Mexico, University of Houston, and on and on. I mean, these teams come from all over. And the teams that differ, they're invited back. The top 8 teams in this tournament are invited back. The other teams have to qualify or they're being invited. So you have different teams.
I mentioned that it's high-level golf. Do you ever see any of these players go to the next level in the future after their college days are over? Absolutely,
Brad. And people don't realize this is probably a well-kept secret in Augusta because we've had college kids come through here who turned pro. Jordan Spieth, Phil Mickelson, Ricky Fowler, Dustin Johnson, our own Vaughn Taylor. We've got Patrick Reed who played, Henrik Norlander, who were on the 2010-2011 National Championship teams.
And they teed it up at this event.
They teed it up right here.
You know what I think is cool? A lot of years, too, if you're out at this event, and I know it's right before Masters, it's coming up April 2nd and 3rd, but if you head out to Forest Hills, I'm not guaranteeing this, but you might see a professional or two watching the kids play.
Yes, yes.
Let me ask you about this. The sponsorship, 3M, is known all over the world. How'd y'all get that kind of support? How'd that all come to pass?
Well, in the beginning, the AGA members locally called on local businesses here, and we still have a tremendous amount of local businesses who support this tournament. But some of the AGA members, Augusta Golf Association members, had relationships and contacts with corporate all over the nation and had developed these relationships, and we could not do it without these big corporations. 3M, for instance. Valspar, Insperity, who was formerly Administaff. They all chip in, and we couldn't do it. They play a huge part in this, and all the money that's left over from the tournament goes into the tournament next year so that we can have a first-class tournament, not only for the teams, but for our community.
Talk about the support. I couldn't let you be here without mentioning this, that you get from Forest Hills to pull this off.
Right, right. And the support from Forest Hills, from the general manager to the golf pro to the members of Forest Hills, volunteer their time to come out and help run the tournament. And we couldn't do it without them.
No, they're incredible, and they make it first class. Now,
absolutely.
If you go to this tournament, folks, you're going to see a lot of blue blazers, and you're going to see the Augusta Golf Association crest on their blazers because the AGA has a huge presence out there. Kind of give us a feel for what the Augusta Golf Association's role is.
Okay. Our role is anything from emptying trash cans to cleaning to cooking to support to providing the prizes and supplies. We're out there to really support this tournament in any capacity that's needed. And the beautiful thing about it is that we've got about 40 volunteers on average that come out, and like you said, they will have their blue blazers on and their crest. So if you see any of the people as you come out to view this tournament, just give them a thumbs up, tell them thank you for what they're doing, because they do, like I say, anything from taking out the trash to whatever's needed, filling the coolers and putting them on the tee boxes for the players so they can have the water, the Powerade, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because you mentioned that this is one of the premier tournaments on the circuit, collegiately speaking, and you're right, it is. those players will tell you something as small as a snack on a tee box, an opportunity to reach in a cooler and get a bottle of water.
Right.
They don't necessarily see that at every tournament on every tee box.
Right, right. And the AGA members do that, and the volunteers do that. And again, the players get so excited about coming to this tournament because they think that it's their favorite tournament, and that's what they say it is, their favorite tournament of all.
Can people just walk up to Forest Hills on the 2nd and 3rd and watch this great golf?
Absolutely they can, and we ask them to do that. Come support the tournament, come support the community with this. You'll see some great golf. Like I say, you know, people that have gone on and become golf professionals, they've all come through here.
We saw Lee McCoy last year, who won he was the medalist in the event here, and as such, got to play in a PGA Tour event thanks to Valspar, right?
He was number 4.
Unreal.
If he hadn't been amateur, he'd have won $292,000.
$292,000 if he wasn't an amateur.
Yeah.
Because of his performance here in Augusta.
Right, and he will be here. He plays for Georgia, so he'll be here.
Talk to me about, if you're able to, I don't want to like get any inside secrets here, but at that awards ceremony on Sunday, sure, you hand out the trophies for the top teams, but then each coach gets some sort of envelope.
Well, I think you had mentioned one time that we don't give out trophies, and we do give out trophies to the winning team. Very nice trophies, and we do have framed prints that we give out to the runners-up. And we also, Donnie Thompson at Windsor Jewelers donates watches that we give out. So there's a lot of prizes involved. And of course, the kids have the opportunity to go to the Masters because the Masters starts that Monday. That's the Masters week. So they have an opportunity while they're here to go see the Masters golf tournament.
You talk about being a big draw for a kid, especially like from Pepperdine on the other side of the country.
Right.
Should I take part in this tournament? Well, you might get to go to the Masters on Monday if you show up. That's got to be a big draw.
Big draw. Big draw.
What's the buzz in the community? Probably my last question. Are you feeling good about this year's event? Feeling like the support is where it needs to be?
Yeah, we do. We can always have more support. Always have, but you know, again, it's a well-kept secret, and a lot of the businesses here in Augusta really don't know about it. I thank you for this time that we've had today because it may get that communication out to not only the community but local businesses, and we encourage everybody to come out. And I thank you for your time, Brad, on having me here.
Well, you're always welcome, Danny, and I appreciate it. I want to put some information on the screen right now to let the people know to show up at Forest Hills for the 3M Augusta Invitational. It's April 2nd and 3rd at Forest Hills Golf Club. That's right there just off of Wrightsboro Road. If you want to think of a landmark, it's behind the Newman Tennis Center. And I'll say this, it is absolutely great golf. So maybe if you don't have Masters tickets this year, or even if you do, but you still want to see some elite players, show up there and support this event. As Danny said, it's a gem, and we need to make sure that it gets the support of our community. Besides, things are kind of crazy at that time of year, Masters preps and whatnot, and you deserve a break just to go hang out at the golf course for a while. Tell them you heard about it on the Means Report. Danny, thanks so much for everything.
Thank you, Brad. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Danny Fitzgerald with the Augusta Golf Association and the 3M Augusta Invitational.